And we are on live right now.
All right, guys. All right. I got news for you. You are not the father. A lot of times individuals are looking to hear that they are the dad, but sometimes you cannot be the father. So to validate why you should have a DNA paternity test, we're going to talk about that in details. You all know that we're looking to have a child and if not children. And also we are celebrating my man Taylor Made Dreams Russ's birth of his beautiful daughter.
Yeah.
Amber. So we are celebrating Amber's welcome to her first 24 hours in the world, you know?
Yeah.
And so, but he wants to make sure that he gets everything taken care of. But there's reasons outside of what you might think why you might take a paternity test. A lot of us think just to verify the father, but there's a lot more. We're going to give you 5 reasons. Cinco.
5 razones. Muy
Sí,
bien.
muy bien.
Muy bien.
Reasons why you should get a paternity test. Now,
Right.
first, I'll let you go ahead and go to the live stream. You got a lot of what's ups and hey, how you doing?
What's up? Yeah, we got the girl.
Queen of the live stream, Felicia.
Kenneth, we got he was in my life.
What's up,
Thank
Ken?
you. Yeah. Homie.
All right. Make sure you guys click that like button. We
Yes,
like
sir.
you. Make sure you like us too. So the reason why we came up with this topic is because once we realized that Russell had his baby or his daughter, him and his girl had their daughter. It wasn't by himself. We realized that it's going to be important for us also to be able to want to have a paternity test. So I'm gonna tell you guys something. Let's be real with it. I was kind of hesitant to come to your girl with that topic because I didn't know how Andre was going to take it when I said, babe, let's talk about this because this was a good time. So we talked about it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, babe, how do you feel if I came to you and said, babe, I want a paternity test? And what did you say?
I see there's not any problem with that. If you're not hiding if you're not hiding anything, what is the problem? I mean, what I see, a perfect example. I see here girls that they try to especially when they are famous, they're trying to find or make a big show on Instagram or social media. Like you have a doubt about me. No, I want to have a paternity test. If you know that I'm the daddy, why you fire? Why you create a big drama? So if you already know that that's the baby daddy, okay, do the paternity test.
There you go. So there you go. You heard it from Andrea. She has no problem with us getting a paternity test, a DNA test. But there are reasons outside of my peace of mind or families or my family's peace of mind. There are reasons that we're going to talk about. We're going to wait a few more moments for more people to come in. But at 5 minutes after, we're going to get started on these 5 reasons. And these are 5 reasons that many of you may want to think about if you're thinking about having a child with someone overseas, whether you're male or whether you're female, because a lot of you ladies go to Jamaica and you come back with that Jamaican baby. Don't act like it's just men.
Baby Jamaicano.
I know, right?
I will imagine it will be needed to get a baby in American citizenship. And let me outside of that before I start the topic. I'm totally 100% agree with the paternity test because obviously our baby is gonna be Colombo Americano. So obviously to prove not just Andre, to prove like legally is Andre's baby, that we are not faking or I'm not lying when it comes to the baby how do you say baby roots, the
baby's nationality or the baby's
exactly
be the nationality being American.
just to lie because I want my baby have the American passport. What the hell? It's not even his
That's
baby.
right.
Yeah, so that's why I'm not tripping about that.
So we're gonna get before you go any further, we're gonna go into more details because that is one that I'm glad that you mentioned that, Kenneth. That's one of the 5 that we're going to be discussing.
Yeah. Okay. All my kids look like like me with the same features. I'm the daddy.
That's what's up.
That's so funny because I told Andre, can you imagine baby has his more ears or his nose or his eyebrows or the way that they speak?
I want our children to look just like their mother.
Yeah, I hold that too. I hold that too, baby. Don't believe me. I hold that too.
I hope the boy is handsome as dad. Don't get it twisted, but
I want my boy like tall.
Right. Oh yeah.
I think God like you want so many stuff, Andrea.
Yeah,
but you
we
want
got
a
nothing but
black
tall
baby.
men in our family. All the men in our family over 6 feet. So.
Yeah.
So we got a heritage of that.
Yeah. Okay.
Global paper in the building.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Now, what if I'm married?
Even if you're married, we're married. Even if you're married, you should still get a test, and we're going to talk about that in a few moments.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that.
Even though we traveling, for example, when we traveling, I always take care a copy of our marriage certificate to prove
Hmm.
that we legally married.
Yeah, because it's easy to be in
Mm-hmm.
another country and say, "Bro,
Mm-hmm.
we're married," and you got rings on your finger,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
that doesn't mean anything. So we always take a copy of our marriage certificate just in case
Mm-hmm.
we need it. We never have, thank God, knock on wood, but we haven't had to use it. But just in case we need it. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's go to number one. Number one reason why you will need a paternity test or may want a paternity test is
You're in the family's peace of mind.
you and the family's peace of mind. I know a lot of you guys like, man, she says my baby. The baby look just like me. I've been loving the baby for 3 years. And then we've seen it over and over again on television and social media when
Mm-hmm.
you find out that that baby is not yours. You find out that that is not that person's child. You are not the father. We've seen that for almost 25 years. So, in order to give you peace,
Mm-hmm.
meaning in my case, and to give her peace so I don't get on her last nerve, and her family, and my family don't have the eyebrow up like, is that really your baby? Because
Mm.
our child could come out looking like her, our daughter could come out looking like her mom. And then I don't have any, I don't look anything like
You chose. I
right.
know.
Or
Poor
the
baby, will you chose?
or the baby come out looking darker than me.
Could be.
So
Or lighter. Yeah, could
see what
be.
I'm saying? The baby come out balder than me, and she got all this good hair. So for peace of mind, you just want to make sure and take care of that. And like I said, when I first brought this to Andrea, I didn't know what her answer was going to be. I didn't know that she was really. That's one thing I love about Andrea, though. I'm just really analytical. She's always been a thinker about. Okay, she's a critical thinker. She thinks about the best case scenario in regards to this. Now, when she's worrying, she's not critical thinker. That's me. But for the most part, Andrea always. That's one thing I love about her. She's a very critical thinker. She doesn't take things personally. If I
Mm-hmm.
when I said that, she was like, "No, I have no problem with that." And then she started explaining and things like that, and that's what made us look up. And we didn't make these 5 steps up. I actually looked these up for by way of attorneys
Mm-hmm.
online, and these attorneys that deal with international children. This is why they say you should get a paternity test, and it made a lot of sense.
It happens not just when you marry having a kid with a foreigner. It
Hmm.
happens even in, for example, here it happens with Colombians marriage. Like I told Andre, I heard this case years ago, and the dude got a contract in the states to work with a company. So he went to the states first, and then he started to apply with his wife and the 3 kids, 3 or 4 kids. After the DNA test, that was the embassy, one of the requirements to get a blood test for all the kids, and he found out that 2 of his kids, they were his kids.
Wow,
He was
wow,
so like that dude always
two
gotta
of the
have, yeah,
kids.
2 of the kids have a professional help, because he was like, how the hell I found out years later that 2 of my kids from my 4 kids, they're not mine. And that was just a simple requirement from the
Hmm.
embassy to move to the state, got the visas and everything, and he found out that it's not their kid.
And that kind of takes us to number two, numero dos,
Numero dos.
is
The father, how pronounce this one?
the father. The father legally
Traveling
traveling
with the
with
child.
the child. Let's say Russ wants to take his daughter back home to meet the family, and the family in Atlanta is just want to love all over the baby. However, when it comes to customs, the first thing they're going to say is, "Do you have any proof of this child is yours?" Well, my name is on the birth certificate. Okay, where's the birth certificate? Well, I left it back at so and so. So you don't have the birth certificate and you don't have any proof. Well, I have her blood test with me. Okay, cool. So now Russ is able to take his child. Of course, there's a form that he needs to fill out to have authorization to take
Mm-hmm.
the child across countries. I mean, across countries. That is a law no matter where you live. So if you live in the States, you cannot take a child outside the country without the other parent's authorization or some form of legal clarification, like we don't have any communication with the father or the mother, so therefore that gives you leeway. But for the most part, most of us, no matter what country you go to, you legally. I used to watch Colombian Bogota's airport. I used to see so many women get locked up in Bogota trying to sneak that child out of Bogota, going to Mexico, going to the United States, going somewhere else. They had authorization to go to the States themselves, but they didn't have authorization to take the child authorization from the father. I saw one lady, she faked the fingerprints of the father. She faked the thumbprints. They locked her up and took a little 4-year-old daughter.
Migración.
In Bogota.
Yeah, I mean, when you fake that, when you lie to Migración Colombia, that's your ass. Yeah, because here, like, okay, this is not. You need to go to a notary here to get a stamp, say like legal, because that's what my family do with my niece. They have the authorization to take the girl out of the country, but it's not to be legally, and they read with a code or something. Yeah, they on top of that.
Her niece always goes with her grandmother to the States and visit the States and enjoy herself all over the country. And but in order to do that, she needs authorization from the mom and dad, and that's what she gets. So the second thing is the reason why you want a paternity test is so you, the dad or mom, can legally take that child to different countries. If you don't have that taken care of and you don't have the birth certificate, you will not be authorized to take that child, and they will lock you up. They will put you in jail.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Until the mother to come get her child from downtown.
Okay, Desperado, like the movie for Antonio Banderas and Salma Hayek.
I know, right?
Hey, Andre and Andrea, hey to you. We are here. Let's see. Janet Orson Lance, born in Colombia from Detroit.
Yeah. We're going to be working with them, LC, and I actually emailed LC. LC, make sure that you let me know if you receive the email back, because we're going to exchange numbers. I want to do an interview with you. Really nice Colombian couple, and they've been together forever. They are not a young older couple. They have the children, the boys. The boys are older. I'm looking like, okay. I'm thinking like they're like young, and they're older, mature. So I can't wait to do an interview with them.
Okay, they say is there nothing to hide on a test? It's not a big deal. That's true. It's just way the way that I think it's not a big thing.
Yeah, that surprised me, guys. I won't even lie.
Even to you, Charles.
Charles in the building.
Drop the link.
Which link?
I would have never thought of this.
Yeah.
Now you talk about it.
Yeah, now you like, okay, so the paternity is not just for my piece, it's also so I can take my child across countries too. A lot of times we don't think about that, but yeah, so you can do that. Numero tres is...
Let me respond this one. What race are you, Andrea? I would say that I'm mestiza. I mean, we are mestizos in Colombia, so we don't have the indigenous and everything, but we are mestizos because we are
part Europe.
Yeah, but we are blend or everything. So, yeah.
Yeah, I just looked it up. Actually, it's kind of funny that you guys would say that. I actually looked up the 5 main races or cultures here in Colombia, and let me see if I can get them. One is machista. No, not machista. But did I say it right?
Machista? No.
What is it? How you pronounce it?
What?
Your culture.
Mestiza.
That's right. With a Z. Thank you. And that is make up 58% of Colombians.
Yeah.
Then you also have white, just straight white people that make up 14.
Like Argentinos. We couldn't say Argentinos. They are really white.
I know, right?
They are
make up 14%. And then you have
mulattoes. That is
you have mulattoes.
The mix between indigenous and African. That we have mulattoes here.
Then you have the 4% black. And then you have the black indigenous that make up like 3%, make up 2%. And then the indigenous is crazy because the indigenous are the original people in South America, and they only make up 1%.
It's the same here in Colombia. When you're going to the Amazon, when you're going to Guajira, the steel is so beautiful. The steel got the indigenous
the tan.
Yeah, exactly.
Tan.
They say we're just blend. We are just almost this. So we have the mix between European and indigenous. But yeah. They are the true blood. They have the true race.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a second. Do the tests need to be certificated by a physician?
Certified?
No.
Yeah, it does. It does
They're a
have to be
child of
certified.
the
You can't just
country.
go to your cousin Riri or to her or to Maria, her cousin, and get a blood test and think that's it. It has to be certified coming straight from the doctor's office.
I think the DNA test should be mandatory for every bird
Mhm.
across the board. That's
Mhm.
true. In the U.S. and everywhere else, I don't think it will be ever happen because the government we on the hook for those kids.
Yeah, they trying to get that child support money without even verifying.
Wait a second. We got the last
Okay.
one. So you need a apostille that to gold seal from the capital.
You know what? I'm not sure. From the attorneys that I look up, no, you don't need to get that certification apostille with the gold stamp. I know exactly what you're talking about
Mm.
because I got my birth certificate apostille before I left the States because I had to have that in order to get married. The
Oh yeah.
apostille is, for you guys that don't know, there's a gold seal or stamp or notary stamp that is the international proof or the international notification that you are what you are. For example, I had to get my, which a lot of people don't know about. In the States, we have what's called the affidavit of singleness. If you're going to go to
See,
another country, you and get married, you have to
proof
prove that you are
you're
single in
single.
the United States. So I
Yeah.
had to go downtown,
And translate
yeah, get an
in the
affidavit
states.
of singleness, get it translated into Spanish, and get the apostille. Go to, I actually went to Jackson. No, not Jackson, Tallahassee. I actually went to Tallahassee, the capital of, it was a headache, the capital of Florida, in order to get the apostille stamp to prove to the world that I was single and I wasn't married to somebody else.
To get married to this beautiful Colombian chick.
I know, right? That's right. It was all worth it. And so, the same thing might be for the birth certificate. I know you would have to, if you're going traveling or with the approval or with the certification that you are the father, you definitely want to have it translated in both languages.
Yeah, in the
You
country that you're
definitely.
going to live or you're going to get married. Yeah, that's true. Kings Cali, hey you guys, hey to you.
Hey, Ken.
Victor, sorry.
Victor.
Yeah. Hey, Andrea and Andrea coming to Cali in May in just
All right, we'll be
months.
here.
Gotta hook up. Did you receive my email?
Actually, email me again, Victor. Send me an email again because I thought I responded to everybody's email, but sometimes I get so many they get
Yeah,
lost. So I just tell
so
people to
many
email me
emails.
again. I usually try to respond to them like the same day.
Andrea, what are you drinking? It looks delicious. I'm drinking coffee with milk. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just drinking coffee right now. I have the same thing getting married in 1983 in Germany.
See,
Ah,
see.
see, you just love the word. Yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
same thing.
So that verification works everywhere. So that's what you need.
That's another thing that let me tell you this, you guys. And I see this a lot. This has happened when girls they going to the states, visiting the states.
Uh-huh.
Let me tell you this: some of those chicks take because to for example, me, I was single. I didn't have any kids, so just my birth certificate,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But just the update birth certificate.
Right.
That's it. That's the only document that I have for getting married. And some Colombian chicks, they go into the birth certificate to the states because they're planning to stay in the state without birth certificate. So they already have the document to go to the state get married. That's why a lot of girls they have been deported. Because why are
Mm-hmm.
you having your birth certificate if you're coming just for tourists?
If they want to know, that's they checking you out. Like, you listen.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of people get rejected from getting their visa or going to the states because they're like, why do everything? If you got too much luggage, they're like, okay, how long are you going? 3 days. Why do you have 5 suitcases
Exactly.
that you're going if you're going to the
That is.
state? Reject.
So you ask to your home country.
Go home.
Yeah.
All right. No-
Need the information on an Airbnb in a good area in Cali. In
okay.
Cali.
Yeah. Definitely hit me up. I got that for you. I
But
definitely
the
got that
last
for you.
one, before back to the topic, say most countries have an international birth certificate that is in English and for the host
Mhm. The host
nation.
country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
back to the
that's
topic.
absolutely true. Absolutely true. But when I did that, since I was already in the States, I didn't have to go through by way of Colombia. Since I was already in the States, I could get everything done. And plus, since I lived in the Colombian neighborhood, the notary was Colombian. So when I got it translated, it was right around the corner. It was like the notary was right around the corner. And I said, I got the apostille, I got my birth certificate. So he said $45 to get your birth certificate and your proof of singleness translated. They come back to get it tomorrow, and that's what I did.
Yeah, that what we having right now.
Yep.
A marriage. Okay.
I know. Happy and married. That's right.
Número 3, child support.
Child support. I know y'all didn't think this was gonna skip the list. Some of you dudes actually believe that if you get a child in a certain country, that person cannot reach out to the embassy, especially if they got a chance to take a copy of your ID or whatever it may be, and you all in love and you want to take her back to the States, and then it falls apart. She does have the right to fight for a child.
This is the DNA test. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. That's true. And that's fair. Oh, you having kids outside the US, you plan to not respond to? Okay.
That is
I got you.
You know, that's one of the reasons why I didn't have a bunch of kids. I don't have any children because I didn't want to be that dude out there paying tons of child support over and over and over again, and putting my life and economics being hindered.
Mm-hmm.
So now that I'm married, I'm with the right person. Now I feel comfortable with having a child. But for those of you that have children in other countries, do not think that you could just get away with it and that they cannot reach out to the embassy and find out what steps they could do to put your happy tail on child support.
Yeah, that your ass. Yeah. Number 4.
You want to go to the comments?
Okay, wait a second. Okay. Wait, the last one, it's here and say it's the American income child support, or it's just for Colombian economy.
Just think about it. How would that child live if you were here? Would that child live off of Colombian economics because of you, or would they live off of American economics because of you? I know my child will live off American economics. If Andre and I didn't work out, God forbid that anything ever happened to that, but if it didn't work out, our child would get American economics because we're raising our children as Americans. We're not on the other side of the city. And if you're a real dad, if you take care of business as a dad, you ain't tripping. Let's be real. You ain't tripping. Only dudes that trip is the guys that really ain't ready to step up as a dad, but you was the one that wanted to step up and come to another country and have sex and get this person pregnant. I don't know why y'all forgot. We learned this in the 5th grade. She got a reproductive organ. I got a reproductive organ. And if you put them together, you can reproduce. That was taught to you in the 5th, 6th, 7th grade. Put 2 reproductive organs together, you might just reproduce. And yet we try to play stupid in these other countries.
Yeah.
And so, not every woman may get to you for child support, but there'll be enough out there that's going to learn that they're going to get their child support.
And don't get me wrong. I mean, there's some female that they just having kids for foreigners, just for having kids and go to the States. Oh no, baby. Council say this in immigration lawyers, immigration attorneys. They say having a kid for a foreigner is not a passport, a guarantee that you're going to move to the States. No. Wow. You need to do the whole process. If the citizen, the American citizen, wants you over there with your child, even that you say that's his child would approve, that's not guaranteed that you're going to the States. So that's just a girl like I having babies for a bunch of foreigner because we know a girl that she got like 3 kids for a foreigner from foreigners, and she's still here.
Yeah. I know another one. Yeah.
No, another one.
Yeah,
Okay. Esperado say Janet couldn't take Lance out of Bogota after a visit while I is still in Texas. Lance had both passports.
There you go.
Or baby's gonna have the same thing.
Oh yeah.
Like 2 or 3 passports.
2 or 3 passports, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Preach.
Preach. If you're not ready to have kids, man, all it costs is like what, $4 or $5 for a box of condoms.
Yeah, that was the same thing. They take care of yourself. I mean, for real. I mean, no, for real. Now that how the world is going, I mean, even that the girls say use your condom. Even to my cousins, use your condom because that's your responsibility for true. You know how much money that you spend on kids. It's nothing wrong with that when you want to have a kid, like
Us.
us. But when you're not ready to have kids, like do I mean for real? Use your condom. You just 20. If you want, and I was saying to my cousins that they are a teenager. If you want, I can buy you condoms, but just be careful with that. I mean, always be careful because girls,
This also go for you ladies. I always say
yeah,
this:
it's the same
women
thing.
should always pack more condoms than men. I don't know why women feel that stigma of not going to the store and buying condoms, knowing that you're going to Jamaica, knowing that you're going to DR, and
Hmm.
you trying to smash something, and you know that a lot of those dudes in Jamaica ain't got money like that to think about condoms,
Hmm.
or a lot of dudes in DR ain't thinking about condoms at that time period. So all you do is just go into your suitcase and you pull out the condoms and say, "There you go, player, slap that on." Because I don't know if you got, I don't know if you got whatever. So that's another thing. So even for example,
Hmm.
even though I have a vasectomy and I can't get anybody pregnant prior to Andrea, I still wore condoms to protect myself. Now we're working on getting it reversed. That's why I'm always going to the doctors and getting checkups and all this, because in a few months we're going to be getting everything reversed, just like my boy did, who just had a couple of kids. Shout out to my boy JR. He just had a couple of kids after he got his reversed. So that's what we're looking at.
Cuba, you have your reverse like bunnies.
Like, yeah, like bunnies. I
Yeah,
thought
the
about
one
that
you're
the other
okay,
day.
okay. The second one.
I thought about that the other day. I think he was walking by, and I was like, "Boy, once I get this reversal, we try to have these shorties." I said, "It's only cracking." Booty clapping sounds. Shout out to O'Shea. Booty clapping sounds.
Okay, Desperado said, why in Colombia they say the land is Colombian? I think he said Colombian. In USA they say he's American. When his kid was in Colombia, they said he's Colombian. Now in the US he's American and got to
Right.
have
Yeah.
both passport. It's the same thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
you both gonna have Colombian passport soon.
Woo-hoo.
Now he can vote for president.
Yes, I can.
Hey Dre, hey Darnell.
What's up, Darnell in the building?
I
I was
see
watching
you
your
here.
video the other day. You was in your truck just chilling. You had to get some oil change. You had to get an oil change.
Ah. Hello to you, Mo
What's up, Mo, in the building?
Instra. What is his opinion about gas in the States?
Oh, you know what? My opinion about gas in the States, they're actually supposed to be coming out in many of the states with gas vouchers. So every month you guys are going to be receiving $200 to $400 gas voucher to kind of offset it. California is already planning on doing it. Michigan has already done it, and they're actually sending out checks this week in Michigan, a $400 check for those that have overpaid for gas and for their vehicle insurance. So
Wow.
Michigan's getting that. Guam, a lot of people forget Guam is one of the provinces of the United States. Starting on March 15th, Guam will be sending out $400 checks. So a lot of states that have that extra stimulus money from last year were wondering what to do with it. Now they realize they're going to start sending out to you guys, each state, between $200 to $400 either voucher or just a check going directly to your account.
They're gonna have people for gas?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, because
Huh.
gas is crazy. Gas prices are crazy.
I wish in
They,
Colombia
they,
do that.
how much is gas right now?
In Colombia,
Uh-huh.
$2, 9,000 pesos per
See
gallon,
what I'm saying? They crying about
and
$2.
and it's expensive. It's expensive for us. Expensive. Two
To all
dollars.
the people in California, New York, Chicago.
I know that with you guys in Los Angeles is expensive. I hear San Diego is super expensive. So people from San Diego they're driving to
Tijuana.
Tijuana. I don't know how you say Tijuana. Tijuana.
Tijuana. Tijuana.
Tijuana. Yeah.
Tijuana.
Tijuana. They crossing
Tijuana.
the border to get gas. And yeah, New York is $4 because I read the comments.
Mhm.
In some in Texas, so it's expensive the gas. So if we
Yeah.
complain about the gas here,
Shout out, by the way, to all of you that are watching from Facebook. We have not forgotten you. I know a lot of
yeah,
times we talk about
the
live streams,
audience.
but all you that are watching from Twitch as well as Facebook, we appreciate you as well. We appreciate that you guys follow our live streams and subscribe to the channel. We also want to celebrate your girl. Once again, many of you have already heard that she got to her 1,000 subscribers, which is a very, very hard thing to do. So for most YouTubers, the hardest work is getting to that 1,000 subscribers and
Yeah.
get to that 4,000 watch hours. So I'm so proud of Andrea and what
Thank
she's
you,
done
baby.
with the channel and her brand, and she's doing great.
Just saying, my brother-in-law brother got snipped years ago.
Got snipped, yeah, right here.
But the wires
Second.
grew back, and he and his
Oh,
wife
did
have
it?
a.
I heard that before. I have
Ooh.
heard of that before, that it grows back. For those of you that don't know how vasectomy works, it's actually like it's like a bridge. It's like you got a bridge on your testicle, and they cut the bridge. So this part right here is removed.
So wait, so how?
So sometimes the bridge grows back together on each testicle, and there you go. By the time my doctor got done telling me about his, he was done with mine. That's how fast it is for a vasectomy. And I was 36 at the time period. I didn't think I was ever going to get married, and I didn't think I was ever going to uh, be a father. Actually, I was married at that time period. I was a stepdad, so I was like, "Well, I'm going to be a stepdad, so it's cool." But now, it didn't work out. Nothing ill will. We're still cool. But now that Audrey and I want to have children, and I know that one of my closest friends got his reversal done, and they just had 2 children on the last 5 years, we feel encouraged.
I would say they need to hurry up in California. I just paid 6.0 the gas.
That's a lot for gas.
When you were in the state, how much you paid for gas?
When I the most, this is when I had a Ford F-150 Harley Davidson edition truck. So you guys know how big those trucks. This was during the time period in the early 2000s when gas got up to like $4.10 in Florida, and I was paying $100 to $110 a week to fill up my gas tank for a big truck like that. So for all you dudes that got trucks and SUVs and large cars, man, I'm feeling it because I understand what it's like.
But when you were in Tampa, how much you paid for gas?
When I was driving,
yeah,
when I was
3 years ago.
But now
I'm talking about before you moved to Colombia.
Oh yeah, it was easy, like $2 and something, $1 something,
Wow.
because it was so low.
Obviously, yeah, it was so low, but the inflation is affecting everybody.
That's what that is.
I think in Mexico is $1 something. That was the people crossing the border to go to Mexico and put gas in the car.
Yeah.
People from California. Hello to you, sir. Can it $9 in California?
Yes, $9.
Ooh, I feel
$9.
you. It's $4.25 in Jersey.
Wow.
In some places.
That $4 hurt me when I had that truck. Well, I was feeling that $100 a week.
That's around almost, depends the dollars, almost 400,000 pesos per week for a car. Damn.
Yeah, almost 400,000 pesos. Yeah, you're right.
Thank you so much, Go Paper. Felicia said use the bicycle.
That's what I said.
Okay. I better get a checkup to insurance. The community has not unified in the lower extremities.
Have not unified your lower extremities, which is down here, your lower body part.
Okay.
Jay in the building.
I have a friend who had the vasectomy and he never told his ex-girlfriend.
No.
They broke up and she thought she was pregnant and she was in for a shock.
I've heard that happen before, where females try to act like you're the
Have
father.
you ever had that?
No,
What, a chick like, I'm pregnant? No? Oh. I imagine under. No. You see how serious he put his face? No, that never happened.
I've never had that happen.
No. It was funny. Thank you, Jay. Yeah.
All right, hardworking woman right here. I love you.
I love you too. Gas in UK is like $9 US a gallon. I know the UK is everything expensive too because the pound. Ay Dios. I feel you all. Because the truck drivers.
Yeah, the truck drivers. That's the other thing.
That
Diesel prices have gone up.
Yeah.
Because diesel prices for the trucks that bring all of our products to our grocery stores and to our restaurants, the prices of food are going to go up. That piece of meat that you thought was expensive, it ain't expensive yet. Wait till those diesel trucks start pulling up, and the companies have to charge a lot more for delivery. So
yeah, the same thing. That was here, everything's expensive. Better than start rolling that EV.
Yep. I thought, you know what, Mo?
It's a
It's kind of
wonderful
funny
and
that you would say
cultured
that. Electric cars, Teslas.
Ah,
I was
yeah.
like the one that we were in with
In Santo
we
Domingo.
got a chance for the first time to our Uber driver from Santo Domingo
Santiago.
to
Santiago. He
Santiago,
took
which
to
was like a
Santiago.
2-hour drive, was not expensive, and he had an electric car, smooth. It was an SUV, smooth, quiet. We had to
Yeah.
stop one time for it to be charged, but it charged real fast, maybe like 10,
It's
15
gonna
minutes.
be in the future because for real now the U.S. ones don't. I haven't watched news, but the last news that I saw is because all this Russian and everything, all
Right,
this
right,
problem.
right. Mhm.
The U.S. wants gasoline from Venezuela.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think Mauro. Oh, now you want to play with me? No, no, no,
Yeah,
no.
now you want to play with y'all now y'all need our gasoline.
How is Maduro is holding the
Oh
president?
yeah, you know he is.
You know, because Venezuela could be one of the most richest country in the world because it's the
Again.
number one country for oil, for
Yes, it
petróleo,
is.
number one.
Number one.
Except from Arabia
Yeah,
and the
well,
rest of the
yeah.
country,
The
but
rest of them are
Venezuela is
number two.
that was they holding the president or the presidencia so much because he know how much free Venezuela could get
And
because
the
the
United
oil.
States, what they plan on doing is the president of Venezuela wants all those sanctions that the United States have on Venezuela. He want all those removed. He's like, we want this much money for per gallon for barrel, and we want all those sanctions that cause us to go broke. We want all those sanctions removed because once all the sanctions are removed in Venezuela, man, there gonna be so many Venezuelans leaving Colombia, going back home because they can go back home to be a doctor again and do what they're doing. Go
You
ahead.
know who needs a visa to go to Venezuela?
Americans.
It's so funny. But when you got your Colombian passport, you don't have that anymore.
Right, right. I need a visa. Americans need a visa to go to Colombia.
To
I mean
Venezuela.
Venezuela.
Yeah. Okay. You say it's $4.29 in Atlanta. Wow. Gas is almost $5 per gallon in New York.
Mm.
That's a lot. Blessings to the channel. Thank you so much.
Mr. O, when you guys get a chance to check out Player Perspective, we talk about some true players. I'm talking about guys that have a live stream that's on late. You looking for a live stream. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. These dudes are streaming. Mr. Owen Heff, and these guys talk about polygamy. These guys are polygamists and they are faithful to it and they are serious, nothing, no childishness about it. And they introduce and interview other individuals that might be interested in that lifestyle. So if you're thinking about polygamy and you want a serious channel to go to Mr. O is just living. All one word. Mr. O is just living, and he's always doing excellent live stream. He's an up and coming YouTuber, man. And I'll have one thing I appreciate about him for that these guys dress so classy, very classy men. Oh yeah.
He said small package of sales code 75.
Ooh.
Andre watching the prices in this.
I'm looking at the prices. I'm like, I'm glad I'm not there. I ain't even lying. I'm not lying. As an American, you hear Colombians complaining about the price. This was 35,000 pesos. It is now 50,000 pesos. I'm looking like, that's next to nothing.
Okay, we're back to the topic.
Back to the topic.
Número 4.
Okay, cool.
U.S. How do you pronounce it?
U.S. eligibility, proof that the child is American. Another reason why you want to have a paternity test is proof that this child is American. It's one thing for you to put your name on the passport. I mean, on the birth certificate. It's another thing for them to say, let's verify before we give this child a passport. Before we officially say this child is part of the red, white, and blue, we need for you to give us some of that blood. And so they want the blood of the child and your blood to validate that this child is an American citizen. And any country is like that. They want to verify that that your child is actually a citizen. Just because you say it, well, that's my baby. And what does that mean? Well, I'm on a birth certificate. Okay, and The United States want to know: does that baby have U.S. blood running through his veins? Because if that child doesn't, that child is technically not an American citizen. So one of the reasons why you're going to have that paternity test is because just to validate that child is part of the red, white, and blue. Yeah.
Black.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah.
My country is a V. All that.
So
National
anyway, you
anthem.
sing the national
I
anthem.
know, right? And
Oh.
the rockets red clear, the bombs bursting, all that. Yeah, your child will learn the national anthem, all of it. Because here in Colombia, it's kind of funny with Colombia. What do they do every day at 6 o'clock in the morning and 6 o'clock at night? Go ahead, say it.
They put the national anthem.
On the
Colombia
on
in
the
the radio.
no matter what channel, every radio channel is stopping.
And the TV too.
Oh, do they go?
Yeah,
on
every
right?
6 p.m. they put the national anthem.
6 p.m. and 6 a.m. the national anthem
of Colombia. This guy, you didn't have to learn the national anthem to be Colombian citizen.
I know, right?
If I want to be an American citizen, I need to know the national anthem, the U.S. national anthem, the history of America, of U.S. of course, and you need to learn the answer of 100 questions. You need to fail just for one question to apply for the citizen. Yeah, you have a test.
And like I said, she's very analytical, so she's very thorough with the homework that she does.
Yeah, to be American citizen. It started singing too. Michael.
Shout out Michael for the super chat.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, my cup of coffee is done, so I'm gonna have another one.
Oh man, I'm jealous. I want one after we get done with this one. I was looking at Andre with her coffee. I was like, so she didn't make a brother coffee. So I'm just drinking water.
Babe, but you didn't tell me like you have.
I know, teasing you.
Yeah,
that's all.
Okay, wait a second. We got one more thing. When you do your pay for play, use protection.
Absolutely correct, because you don't know if the person before you used protection at all. So you definitely want to do that. Use protection.
That's what they call protection.
No protection. Use protection on the pros. Use pros on the pros.
On the hoes. I hear a comment about the vasectomy is not 100%. What? 100%. No, all vasectomies are successful and the woman can be impregnated. Sure. Yeah, we talk about it, and some doctors say the same thing, but we won't put that stress of thinking can happen or not happen. It happens to many couples like my family. Like, what about if we can have babies and never have the surgeries? But it's the fact that we don't put that stress on our life. I mean, like, God knows how much we want to keep in the future. So I know I for God is nothing impossible. Doctors can say everything, but for God is nothing impossible. So yeah, I'm trust to God to have our own kid. Okay, I can say they used to do that on my night in the United States when the TV was done broadcasting every night before a cable. For you old heads.
Wow.
What's that?
Wow. I was looking at something Gregory had put up. I remember that, Greg. All of us that are old enough remember that when television, we only had 3 channels when we were kids. And when the television went off at 12 o'clock, that's when they played the Star Spangled Banner. Dun, 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 dun. It used to be so loud, it would wake you up if you fell asleep watching television. Dun, dun, dun. Or if that didn't wake you up, that static sound, because all the television channels were off, so you're hearing like poltergeist, right? And all of a sudden you wake up like, your mama like, boy, cut that television on. Because it just flashes just like poltergeist. So yeah, I remember those days when every night at 12 o'clock they played the national anthem in the United States when we were kids.
Andre, you know that they did the same thing in the States at the midnight.
Yep, at midnight. Yep. Good call, Greg.
Understanding co-signing, that was a classic 2 goals, peace and love.
All right, Mr. O. Good man right there. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel.
The national anthem. I know. El himno nacional. That is in español. El himno nacional. National anthem.
Say it again.
Himno.
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 Himno nacional.
Himno nacional.
Yeah. We got 3 national anthems. Like you live in Cali, you need to know. But we got Cali national anthem, Valle national anthem, in Colombia national anthem. So when we were in kindergarten, you need to know the 3.
We got a state, we got a city national anthem.
How
we live
many
in
national
Valle,
anthems?
which is the state. We got 1.
The United States.
That's it.
That's it.
That's
you don't
all
have
we
it.
need.
Like for what perfect
we got
example?
other songs that relate to the country, but
Perfect example. Tampa, Florida. So Tampa doesn't have any national.
Nope.
Florida doesn't.
Nope.
When we were a kid, when I was a kid, when you go to junior school at the 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade, you're going to do the line, talk
Right.
with the director of the school, and they play Cali national anthem, Valle national anthem, and Colombia national, and the school national anthem. So we need to learn 4 national anthems. So Cali got 1 national anthem, Valle from Valle del Cauca, this is the state, and Colombia national anthem.
Wow.
3 national anthems that we have.
That is crazy. That I did not know that. The things you learn from Mrs. Spence.
Yeah, really funny. Okay, maybe I missed it. If you have a child in another country, is the child automatically an American citizen?
Not necessarily. You still will have to take the blood test to validate. That was our last one. Number 4 was the last one we just talked about. Number 4 was citizenship eligibility, proof that this child has American blood flowing through his veins. You can sign a birth certificate, but that does not necessarily mean that child is an American citizen. And they want to validate it. If you're American, you got red, white, and blue going through your blood, they want to make sure that child has the exact same thing. So even if you sign the birth certificate, why have the birth certificate right here? That don't mean a dang thing for the child to get its own passport.
I think the embassy, I haven't read about it, but I think the embassy, for example, the U.S. embassy here in Colombia, they asked for that because I know that you guys are really strict with the rules. So I think, to prove that baby is half American. So because I have to passport, obviously you need to have that proof.
All right.
Okay, wait a second. Andrea, are you going to post your live? Obviously, David, tonight I have came late. I would like to see it. Yeah, of course.
All right, cool.
If you are married and the mother and the father's name is on the birth certificate, I'm talking about in the situation, you need to have a blood test.
If you want to get that child's passport, yes. If you want to travel with the child, you can do that with the birth certificate and the mother's verification. That's how most countries are. If you forget the birth certificate at home, you're rushing, you're packing everything, you got the little shorty just doing some of everything. So you get to the airport, you're like, oh man, I forgot the birth certificate. But you brought the paternity test. That's proof that you are the father, and so you're good in regards to that proof.
Yeah. So Taylor, the new baby daddy.
The new baby daddy. I is that baby's pappy. I is that baby's pappy.
I know he's so we call in Espanol like spoiled. Dad with a new kid. Yeah. You must register with the embassy, and you are correct, and you have to do the blood test.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. That's what our attorney told us. If we move to Europe next year, she said it was so simple, but it has to be done.
No, I don't have any problem with that. To have the blood test, to go to the embassy and register like this is Andrew's baby, he's the father, and blah blah blah. Yeah, of course. Like legally, it's the right thing to do.
I love this woman.
I know.
I love this woman. I was not expecting this response, guys. I was thinking she's gonna be just like many women in the States. Well, what you want a paternity test for? That's your baby. What you trying to say? I was out there. We've been together all these years.
I'll be out there.
I'm right. I'm thinking that she's gonna be all. I was not expecting this relaxation, this mild manner, analytical Andrea to show up to the party.
I mean, if you're nothing to hide, what's the problem? That's what I always say. If you're nothing to hide, that what's the problem? Now, my family can handle that. So under mean that you can be like throwing your,
Oh, yeah, yeah. So Andrew's accusing
he
you
got a
of.
dose about the kid. I mean,
Okay,
the right
okay.
thing to do, and
And then
more when you're an
now,
international couple.
now that you understand, you can explain a lot more things to them in regards to why it's so important.
No, to me, talking to Andra is important. I mean, I don't trip it with that because now that even though that we travel with a marriage certificate to prove that we are legally married,
Mm-hmm.
is to prove like it's how do you say it's a legal
Proof or
legal proof, yeah, that his father, that he is the father. So I'm not tripping with that. I mean, this is something that you need to do. It's for, I
yeah.
mean, for documents and all paperwork and all of that. And like I said before, and plus that you are international couple,
Mm-hmm.
that's more paperwork.
Scroll up one, baby.
What is
Russ
it?
had another. There we go.
Yeah, I know. Wait a second.
He had one before that.
Doing my blood test tomorrow.
There we go. See.
No, he got this one, and I post this one. He
Okay.
might register the baby to the embassy.
All right. Yeah, Felicia, I was surprised.
My girlfriend is totally cool with it. It's like you white red. That's cool. That I'm really glad to know that because the other go like you say, like why you have a dose about me? And they start the drama. They start to play the victim. So you call me. So that's what I am to you. I'm whole. I'm whole. I just gave birth to you, and I'm whole.
And so now the dude be like, okay,
Oh, okay, baby. Okay,
you got to
okay,
do
okay.
it.
Okay, if you separate from the mother and leave the country and you are the father, get a certificate copy of the birth certificate for your records and prove that you are the parent. Yeah,
Absolutely correct.
yeah, that's true.
Absolutely correct.
Okay, let me unblock
And
this.
number 5, we're going to be focused on the last one in regards to why is it so important to get a paternity test. And E or 5 is inheritance and benefits rights. A lot of people don't realize that even though the child is born out of the States, that child will have benefits of Social Security. That child can, just like a survivor's benefit, they can get let's say Russ has passed on and he's 85. His child can still get whatever Social Security that's left over that he has, just like any U.S. child. Remember, these children will be U.S. citizens, so they have all the rights of a child in the U.S. Also, when it comes to being a beneficiary, unless you have a trust set up or you have something that's set up, that child is verified. You've already verified through paternity. That child can get your property when you pass on, as well as any other
Mm-hmm.
thing, your accounts, because you had it all set up, and that child be able to get those things. So when it comes to number 5, those benefits are there for that child. That child with her mother can
Mm-hmm.
apply for these things just like a regular American citizen. Apply for your Social Security survivors benefit.
Wait a second. Okay, I'm going back. I'm reading the comments, but wait a second. Yeah, that's true. I mean, now we passed to the legally way to do the right thing. It's the
Mm-hmm.
same thing. Now our
Mm-hmm.
we have houses here, properties here, business here. Is it all right to take the advantage of all of them because he got American, Colombian, and European passport.
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely correct.
that's true. And he can go in 3 different countries.
I know, right? I'm so jealous of our kid. I know that
I'm
much.
so jealous of our kid too.
I'm so
I
jealous.
mean,
I ain't gonna
I
lie.
wish I born
Born
with
with 3
two
passports.
passports at least.
I know, right? At
Two
least
city
2, just
sign.
born with 2 passports. Man, I know
Yeah.
I'll get my second one, but look, I'm going on 55. But to have yours when you are a youth,
Newborn?
yeah, you never know when you want to use it when you're in college, or you never know when you want to use it for opportunities. Because our child will travel with us uh, everywhere, So
Mm-hmm.
it's just amazing to sit back and see that that we as American
Yeah,
men
the
and women
opportunity.
are thinking outside the box and taking advantage of these opportunities, not just for ourselves, but for the future of our legacy. Like Russ always says, your legacy.
Mm-hmm. Let me say, Andrea, that anthem theme sounds excessive. Excessive. Is that right? How to say?
Excessive.
The national anthem.
Yeah, they got too many anthems. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
In every city in Colombia, we got
Wow.
at least 2, 3 different. John said, paternity test is a bad word in the States.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's like saying getting a what was it when you get married? The and you want the person to sign so you keep your property, keep their property.
The prenup,
No, no, the
acuerdo
uh
marital en español es
oh man,
capitulaciones, I think en
I
español.
forget what the term is. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. When a couple get ready to get married and he's a basketball player and she's just a waitress and he's like, listen, we need to sign this, this form. And I'm having a brain cramp right now. Let me know what the form is, guys. You guys know what it is.
Okay, what does a married mother with a child whose father's name is on the birth certificate and need to travel in and out of Colombia?
Prenup. Thank you, guys.
A married mother with a child whose father's name is on the birth certificate and he needs to travel. She needs to have the authorization. If his name is on the birth certificate, we're talking about Colombia. She needs his authorization to take the kid outside of Colombia, stamped by the notary of notarized, stamped illegally.
And not
Yeah.
just a letter from you. She
No,
needs to
just
make
like
yeah.
no, you need the
Yeah.
authentication from the notary, stamp from the notario, and to have that legal.
And I
Yeah.
got a friend, Roxy. Roxy, her daughter is 14 years old now, and she's from Colombia. And she every time she brings her daughter home to visit family in Colombia, Roxy has to get authorization from the dad. And if the dad says no, there is
It's the
no
same
trip.
thing here. No, okay, you can take the kid.
Yeah, that's most countries in the world.
Mhm. Okay, Brandon say, do the trust or we have the setup in the foreign country if you are U.S. citizen? Do the trust or we
Do
have
the
to be
trust.
set
Okay.
up in the foreign country if you are a U.S. citizen?
No, no, no. Now, you may want to talk to an attorney in regards to that. I know exactly what you're talking about as far as a living trust or trust, inheritance trust in regards to if you have one in the States for the child, would you need to create a second trust for the child in Colombia? So it might be, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you have the child. That's a good point because that's one of the things that I want to set up for our children is a living trust. That means that all the properties will go into the trust, all the bills go into the trust, all their college funds are going to go into the trust. If anything happens to us, our children will automatically go receive the inheritance, and they don't have to worry about going through the courts and none of that mess.
Yeah, prenup o acuerdo prenupcial. Yeah, that's true. That was in español. Or here, prenuptial agreement. That was,
Okay,
yeah,
prenuptial agreement. Thanks, guys.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's saying prenup or saying a paternity test in the states. Yeah, it could be a no-no sometimes.
Yeah, okay. Desperado say, Andre and Andra, we know how important this information is that when you're sharing to US men and Colombianas, it has been 16 years ago, 16 years ago for us, and I didn't, what? And I did it all by doing the research by myself.
Wow.
Keep up the work, the good work, and God bless you.
I'm going to send you their pictures, their family pictures that you sent
Okay.
me.
Okay.
Really nice photos. LC, thank you for the super chat. And LC, really nice photos of the family, man. It's one thing to see couples our age that are married Colombians, like I mentioned earlier. It's another thing to see a more mature couple that have been together and have older children. And you're like, wow. You're like, okay, this is serious. Like someday, Andrea and I will be that older couple of an American and a Colombian. So yeah, yeah. So I appreciate seeing the pictures of the family, handsome little man that you got with the curly hair. I'm like that. Yeah, that's how I want our son to be with the good curly hair like yours. Yeah,
Oh
man.
yeah, little Afro.
You
Oh,
guys
that
were
would be
clean too. You were
crazy.
clean in the photos. Clean men.
Yeah, you guys. But yeah, we almost done with this
Yeah.
amazing.
Any
Yeah.
other comments? Any other
No, we
questions?
have more comments.
All right,
No,
guys,
that's
we're
it.
about to head up out of here. Make
Yeah.
sure you guys realize that, as we said, let's go over the list of five one more time. Number one, or numero uno,
Número uno.
is the reason why you want to have this test done is for your peace of mind and for the family's peace of mind. Number two is for the father to legally travel or the mother to legally travel with the child. Like I said, my friend is in the States in Florida, in Tampa, my sidekick, but she can't take the child outside the country without dad's authorization. Number three, child support. Don't try to duck it. You became a father, take care of your business. Number 4 is U.S. citizenship eligibility. Make sure that child is a U.S. citizen. And last but not least is for inheritance and benefits purposes. Your child can take advantage of and enjoy your Social Security benefits that you work so hard for. Your child can actually do those things.
Yeah.
As Steve said, shout out to Steve.
What about adoptions?
You talking about for us or for anybody that wants to adopt somebody from the other country? Let us know. I mean, inside
Yeah.
the country.
Is that something a lawyer can tell you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the steps for international adoption in Colombia? That's something
Yeah,
that
we
I
don't
don't know. We don't know for real. We don't know. The trust is something that a lawyer can tell you.
True. True, because what you want in a trust is completely different in every trust. I remember as a college recruiter, and I'll never forget this. A woman came into the college, and her daughter wanted to go to nursing school, and she said, "Okay." She found the cost of the program. I gave her a tour of the campus. She was ready to enroll her daughter to the school. We did all the paperwork, and the mother basically just cut the check. Basically, that was the first time I ever seen a parent cut the whole check for the whole 4 years of college. And I asked her, so what she shared, I didn't ask her, but she shared with me was her father's father set up a trust for all the family members is constantly is in the market, is constantly making money. And this trust can only be used if anybody in the family wants to go to school. You can't use the money for anything else. There are millions in the trust. But if you want to go to school, you can go. And I was like, wow, that's an amazing idea that to create a trust. And I just read an article today. Somebody created a trust like that. Like if the child gets a certain GPA and they're focusing on education, the guy said, I have a certain amount of money already put to the side for my child.
What is this? Rachel and Andrea, wash hands? What is wash hands?
Okay, great chat, Andre and Andrea. Boy, y'all want to ask the blind dude to see.
Wash hands.
Wash hands, wash hands, wash hands, wash hands. I don't get that part. Let us know what. Watch it. I mean, are you saying hit the like button? Make sure you hit the like button because Felicia's always saying, hit the like button, wipe your feet on the floor. I mean, wipe your feet on the mat. But we are anything else, babe?
No.
Okay, we're about to head out of here, guys. We'll be seeing you guys next week. Now that it's daylight savings time, we're going to be doing an hour early. We didn't think about that tonight. So Andrea is going to be doing hers at 7 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock, which will be 8 o'clock Eastern. We're going to be doing this at 8 o'clock, which will be 9 o'clock Eastern. So now that you guys, and they're actually talking about passing a bill in which they're going to get rid of daylight savings time in the States. And they've been talking about that a few years, but they're looking really serious about doing that. We're going to be talking about that in the video on Mostly Money TV. We're going to be talking about that tomorrow. Yeah. Well, guys, we're going to rest, relax. Yes.
Yes, sir.
With a cup of coffee. Yes, ma'am.
Why you open your eyes like that?
Yes. A cup of coffee.
Yeah, thank you so much, you guys. And we see you the next Sunday.
Oh, yeah. We'll see you guys later.